So, welcome to our today's webinar. The topic is product optimization redefined with a case study for Apple Vision Pro. So, before we go into the details, let me remind you and tell you who we are. We are Supra.Tools. And Supra.Tools is a price and product testing platform which leverages neuroscience and AI and has the ambition to make it easy, make setup easy and fast, but moreover, super accurate. That's been said about Supra. In this webinar, we are showcasing a new feature, product optimization, which is quite promising. And also, I would like to close the webinar with a special offer on this. Wait until the end, will be pretty interesting. Cool. So before I'm showing you all the results and the details, let me give you some background. So there is this new product, Apple Vision Pro. It's not even on the market. Maybe it's not even working. We don't know yet. It's said to be launched early next year. And already Apple have put a price out, $3,499 for the US market. So, and this is a pretty good case where we can actually run the methods on Supra.Tools to see what's actually a good price and how should Apple market and introduce the product. What can Apple do that more people will initially buy it? And for this very intention, the method, the price optimizer and the product optimizer on Supra.Tools is built for, and it comes with unique technology that enables very quick setup, but amazing, interesting results, as I will show you in a minute. So basically, 3 steps, right? First, you need to set up everything. I will show you that, how to set it up very fast. And then we set it up last week and then run the method. Basically, it's a standardized questionnaire which adapts to the setup of the user. And this questionnaire is running first off an implicit price intelligence, basically price test on an implicit association test. It runs an implicit MaxDiff. So basically an implicit association test where we ask the user, here's this feature, for instance, high resolution display. Is it important or not important? That's what MaxDiff is actually a method to find out how important are features. It does it by giving you two features and say, hey, which feature is more important? But in the implicit MaxDiff method, it's made even easier. And it comes also with some advantages. In implicit MaxDiff, you simply ask, hey, feature resolution, is it important or not important? And the implicit association measures the time you need to answer, important, not important, right? If it's a fast answer, then if you click fast on important, it's really important, right? And to do MaxDiff implicitly has lots of advantages. First off, it's faster, faster for the respondent. you can use much more features. Sometimes in certain cases, you have dozens of features, no problem with that. And also with MaxDiff, you always get just a relative importances. So you don't know, sometimes all features are important or unimportant or whatever. And you really don't know how important the last one is. You just get a relative importance. With implicit MaxDiff, it's different. You know if it's totally irrelevant or highly important. So it's just, as we think, just the better method. And of course, time will tell where downsides are. So we have that in. As a third step, we do implicit feature assessment. So basically, we show the feature, high display resolution, and ask, okay, does the product has it, right? Is it good in it? Because beforehand, the user and the respondent has read the product description, right? So he knows the product, and then he basically assesses, is it good in that feature? Also, we do that implicit and an implicit association test, which also leads to the fact that it goes very fast. It's easy for the respondent, and it's highly valid. And the last point is the 8 adoption barriers. These are barriers from scientific research, which are general for any new products, like is it useful? Is it unique? Do I trust it? And so forth. You will see that. That's a simple Likert scale of 8 adoption barriers. And all those methods and all this questionnaire takes basically 6 minutes. So it's super fast. It's standardized. And setting up is even takes the same time. Let me show you how to set it up, and then we dive into the results. So here, this is a Supra platform. You can log in yourself. You create a survey, and then you add a product test, right? First, you need to add a product test here. Here, Apple Vision Pro. That's wrong. You basically add the name, a product description, and you upload a picture, and then you set the middle price. For instance, that, and you add the price steps. That's basically all the price points you're going to test. That's it. That's how you set up. The same thing is for features, right? Product features. You just push here, add product optimizer, and then basically you add what's a product category. It's a computer device, and it has this feature that it already suggests some features. Yeah, so for certain, like if you have a soft drink or so, it gives pretty good features. If it's a very specific product like the Vision Pro, you really need to do that by hand. But basically, go here and enter the different features. That's what we did, right? And this is here how the implicit MaxDiff looked like. Okay, so that's basically what we did. Yeah, we did that in the US and in Germany. So today I will show you the US results. So first, we look at the results on all consumers, and then we look at the results on early adopters. Okay. So here we go. It's empty. It's empty. That's how do you call that? Murphy's Law. So let me fix that for a bit. So let me log in again. We haven't had that before. Okay. Good. So that's what you get for total consumers. That's what you see here is the price demand function in orange on all consumers. Yeah. And you set a certain cost to make it, right? The tax which is included in the price, which is not the case in the US, and a typical retail margin. So what we found is that demand is stable until 2,500, then it slightly drops, and then it's stable again on 3,500. Yeah, so there's an elastic piece in here. So for total consumers, depending on where the costs are, right, you would charge either 2,500 or 4,000. Interestingly, the demand is rather low. Yeah, that's basically the percentage. 20% would, in ideal case, yeah, be open to buy it, which is compared to products which are on the market rather low. Okay, but still that are all kinds of computer device buyers which were surveyed here. So let us have a look. What can we do to improve that, to raise the demand? And that's where you click on Open Product Optimizer. And we already built an AI-generated summary here, which you can read here. That's pretty much what we would recommend. But let me show you how the systems comes up with that. We have basically two graphs which are interesting. The first graph is the focus graph. And what you see here is on the y-axis the importance of having a feature. That's basically the result of the implicit MaxDiff. Yeah. So the implicit MaxDiff tells you how important things are. But interestingly, this does not mean that you need to focus or position on it, neither to improve it. And let me illustrate that with you. So, for instance, the most important feature is battery life here, and you can probably relate to that. It's horrible if you have a device and every 5 minutes the battery goes off, right? But this does not mean that improving it will help a lot. Yeah. It's simply saying, hey, it needs to have a certain minimum battery life. And if this if it takes, I don't know, just half an hour of work, I can bear it. And I came across this phenomenon in my early professional years when we did a study on drums. Yeah, so basically real steel drums where you put chemicals in it. Yeah, and the most important thing on this drum is quality, so that there are no leakers, no right? That's the most important thing. But actually, the drums don't have leakers, right? They are every drum you can buy on the market, basic from all typical vendors, they don't have leakages. So, right, it's important, but the status is good enough. And that's interesting now. So, but basically what people today always measuring is on asking customers what's important to them. But this does not mean you need to a position on it, nor you need to improve it. It only means make sure you have it, right? Make sure you have battery life. Make sure you have a good display resolution. Okay. That's all what it means. Instead, here's something for all device buyers, which is super important and leverage the buying likelihood, which is intuitive control by eyes, gesture, and voice. The product is basically saying, hey, you don't need a mouse or a keyboard anymore. Just speak with the device and do gestures and voice, and everything will work out fine, right? And if this really works, yeah, then that's, and you can position on that, that's a game changer. That's something very interesting to the general population. That's something very new. Okay. So that's the first learning about the features. The intuitive control by eyes, gesture, and voice is the key to position on. And battery life and display resolution are important to have a good level. Okay. But not positioning on it. So let's look at the improve button. Where should we improve to get more general buyers? And what you see here, this is a lever found. You may, I probably didn't describe where the lever come from. The lever is basically a result of an AI-powered driver analysis. It looks at the assessment of the performance of each feature. So basically you ask, is the product good in this and that and that? And then it looks whether or not this person really wanted to buy the product at a certain price, because we did this price test, right? We know whether or not people want to buy it. So we can now take those two data points, whether someone wants to buy it and how do the person assess the product. And the AI powered driver analysis now can understand which feature is really predictive to buying, which is the cause for buying. And the main cause for buying is intuitive control by eyes and gestures and voice. Interestingly, the performance, so basically people don't believe it works. So if you can prove that this works, and you basically communicate that better, yeah, you ramp up this to the strengths piece. And then more general buyers will buy this product. So in the green bubbles are the barriers, the 8 barriers. Okay. Easy to use right away, unique, has a trusted brand, uncertain if it's useful, has an attractive design, useful, and fits to my life. So again, improve is easy to use right away. It's for general consumers, it's very important that they think, if I buy this product, or I need to spend 2 days to kind of know how to use it. That's not an option. You're buying it, using it, and it works, and it drives, and it's useful from the first minute. That's what consumers really value. And again, performance is rather low. If you can communicate and make sure this is the case, it's yeah, you open up, you eliminate a barrier to product launch, right? So these are the two key topics, and you see how valuable the method is. It brings you super focused results where to work on. And again, the results were just already formulated, perfectly formulated, using ChatGPT, saying, hey, market research study found that the key feature that needs to be improved or better communicated is the intuitive control by eyes, gesture, and voice. The feature was not explicitly expressed to be important, but it turns out to be a lever to success. The study also found that the display resolution, battery life should not be sacrificed, even though they are not levers to better adoption. The adoption barrier is perceived to be easy to use right away, and which is not enough today. To improve this, Apple Vision Pro should focus on also 3D video gaming and live events. This was also one bubble I didn't mention here. So if this is not interesting, I don't know. But now let's look at the early adopters, because you might think, hey, the demand was not very high and there are some barriers to adoption, right, for general buyers. So it's typically, and Apple is known for actually shooting and targeting early adopters. Yeah? So we also had early adopters in the survey. And that is the price demand function. It's basically the same picture, right? So there is an elastic part space between 2,500 and 3,500. But the demand is higher, probably double. And depending on the costs you assume, the price optimum is different, right? So it's either 2,999, also 3,000, or 4,000. Today it's at 3,500, which seems to be not optimal based on our judgment, right? So you would sell much more at 3,000. And furthermore, we can have a look what we can do to improve product adoption. So it again comes with a summary, but let's dive first into those two charts. First off, you see, yeah, so that this is a little bit leveled up. So all those features are a little bit more important. High resolution is even more important for them, for the early adopters, and battery life, but basically it's also the high quality cases very, very important to them. But this is just what you don't need to sacrifice on. But basically they are features like infinite workspace, integrating physical environment with user interface or spatial user interface. These are topics which they have now in a communication focus, but they are neither important nor a lever. So in this way, you really can optimize your communication. But now you see more highly leveraging factors, right? So they have middle, not the highest importance, but a big lever. Again, this lever is an outcome of the AI-powered driver analysis, looking at assessment of the product and whether or not the person wants to buy it. So intuitive control by eyes and gestures again, but also 3D video gaming is a key lever, spatial video telephony, and 3D photo and video capturing. So all those 3D applications are the key, plus an intuitive user interface. These are the key features that drive value, not so much whether or not the eyes are visible to the consumer. The App Store has lots of games in it, infinite workspace, and so forth. These are no levers, right? So what should we improve on? Here are, you see first on the green bubbles, these are the barriers. There are no key barriers to early adopters. That's a good thing, good sign for the product, right? So it's easy to use right away, they believe. Yeah, and it's also unique. But there are two features that are highly important, but the consumers and the early adopters don't yet believe it's working, which is intuitive control by eyes, gesture, and voice, and 3D video gaming and live events. Right? So if you can clarify or simply exemplify that's working and the value it drives, it would convince the early adopters very much so. Okay. So it's a super helpful analysis, but actually setting up that is pretty straightforward, and it comes with a methodology which is much more granular than conventional market research approaches. So again, jump in with questions. Let me come back to my slides and wait a minute. Again, use the Q&A if you have questions. But here are the slides. So again, we set that up quickly. We surveyed 250 respondents, 6 minutes per respondent, and the results on the dashboards a few days after. And yeah, the result you can basically copy and paste here from the dashboard into your report. You can also share the result dashboard. Wolfgang?
Yes, someone is asking, this is an electronic, very special product. Yeah, can you tell us something about the range of products where this kind of analytics makes sense?
So it is for every standardized product or service. You need to define the features of it, right? And then we're serving category buyers. It's applicable. We do that in B2B, B2C, consumables, investment devices. As long as you have a product and can describe it, and it's a standardized product which has a certain price point, you can test that.
And how long does it take such a, or is it
yeah, the process of a study like this. There's survey, there is analytics. How do you manage it?
So you set that up, setting up 5 minutes, or I don't know, if you need to discuss a lot, takes an hour. Then you push start. And with that, we reach out to, if it's a consumer study, reach out to a panel, depending on the sample size. So also how many products you have. It takes, a pricing study takes a day, and product optimizer needs a little bit more sample. So it takes 2 days in the field, another day for analyzing everything. So 3 days after, you can get the results.
Okay, so the process is also nearly fully automated.
It's semi-automated, because we always have a quality check on it, just to make sure that there is no glitch and so forth. But basically 90% automated.
Oh, another question is, so the current price and communication strategy by Apple for the Vision Pro is not optimized, meaning there is a lot of room of improvement, right? Is this the result?
Yeah, I mean, if you believe that you should target early adapters, which I think is meaningful, I believe the optimal price should be $2,999. So the price point is not optimal, and also the communication is not optimal. If you look at the product description and which features they describe first, they put much more emphasis on the thing that, okay, that you immerse and you merge the computer side with a spatial surrounding, yeah, and all those, and that you merge your workspace with your physical surrounding, which is maybe a philosophy thing, but the user don't care so much about that. They much more care about the 3D applications you can have with this device, and a new kind of interacting with the device, which does not require keyboard or mouse. That's much more important. And if you need to put these features in front and center to generate higher demand. So yes, it's not optimal, but they still have time, right? Right. So if you believe, I have never heard about the method. Actually, we are using the methodology since a while already, but haven't fully automated that. For instance, we helped Sonos to launch their Move product. Yeah, we did the pricing for them. Yeah, we found that, okay, this Move needs to be priced at $399. That's where they launched it very successfully. And also we did this barrier analysis for them. Yeah, we analyzed what's a lever, and we found that for this Move product, they have a lack of uniqueness. So basically, this means that people didn't get what's the difference to a Bluetooth speaker, because it was is a wireless Wi-Fi speaker, right? So it's a Sonos system, which also works in the garden, and and that's basically the unique point. And that's what they then changed in the communication, and which secured that the product was a very successful launch, right? So the methodology behind that is already applied in many cases, and we now standardize that and make it publicly available in the tool. And there's, yeah, cool. So, and I promised also a nice offer.
Another question is coming in.
Which one?
What is the reason by your experiences why product and pricing optimization is not done that often, meaning money and market performance is wasted from your experience?
So it's hard to judge, but basically, I think the main things are that it's expensive and takes a lot of time today, right? Doing pricing, typically you want to do it good, so you want to do a conjoint study. Setting up conjoint is complicated, it costs lots of money. Also, same thing with drive analysis, right? So many people can't do it. They do correlation instead of a drive analysis. So you need experts. It takes time and money. And because of that, you just do it when it's really, really important. And the big brands are doing it, right? If I don't know, Volkswagen launches a new product, they do that very thoroughly. But most companies are not Volkswagen, right? And they have lots of SKUs. So because it takes time, expertise and money and time, they didn't do it. But now with Supra.Tools, it's super reasonable, very valid, and fast to execute. And actually, that's also what I brought with me today. So that's what you see here is the pricing table of Supra.Tools, right? So if you do it self-service, it's $600 per price test, or you do it fully managed in a custom full service way, it's 3,000. And the price optimizer is today offered to enterprises where a project starts as 20K. But actually, for all listening, we have a pilot offer here for you. So if you decide to do that and shoot us an email until June 30, you get actually the product optimizer study for just 3K per product instead of spending 20K for a study. And this already includes a price test. So that's our little gift to you. So just shoot me an email if you are interested in trying out the product optimizer as a pilot for a reduced price at Frank@Supra.Tools. Do we have more questions?
I don't see more questions yet.
Yeah. So wonderful. I mean, it's Friday, 40 minutes already. Lots of time has passed. I hope you found it useful. Again, 1 week time to think about our special pilot offer. Would love to talk with you about it, and enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.